Hello everyone, I welcome you all on EduTap, and the scheme that we are covering today, it is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana and Gramin. So basically Awas, it means a house, okay, home or house. Okay, so under this particular scheme, if we look at in broad sense, Pradhan Mantri Prime Minister housing scheme. So in this, people who do not have a pakka house, they will be provided with the house. Okay, now it has been further divided into two segments. One is Gramin, which is rural India, and one is urban area. Okay, so in this session we are going to focus on the features, key features that are there for the rural areas of for this particular scheme. Okay, why? Because this particular scheme was in news recently. So what was the news? What are the important components of the scheme that you need to remember? We are going to cover in today's session, but before that, here's an announcement for all the aspirants who are preparing for central regulatory bodies. We have come up with one-stop solution guide to all the queries that you must be having regarding the organization you want to join. For example, if you want to know about the work of RBI, NABARD, SEBI, what do they actually do? How do they contribute to India's economy? What will be your role once you join the organization? Everything will be comprehensively covered. Okay, apart from that, everything about the recruitment process, how many phases are there, what is the trend, what is the cutoff, how many questions are asked, what is the syllabus, and what not, whatever question that you have in mind regarding the eligibility as well, everything has been mentioned in these e-guidebooks comprehensively. Okay, so do not miss the opportunity. You can download them free of cost from the link that is provided in the description box below. All right, so now let's talk about the scheme and why are we are discussing it today. Because see, if you look at it, recently the scheme has been in news. And if I talk about this scheme, because it's a flagship scheme, what are the flagship schemes? So these are the ones which are which have their presence across India. These are known as PAN is presence across India, presence across the nation. Okay, so this is a flagship scheme, always in news, a core scheme of Ministry of Rural Development. So that is why it is important. So what is the news? You will be able to understand them in a better way once you get to know about the scheme. Okay, so we'll start with the basics and then we'll again look at what is the news all about. Okay, so see, there was a similar scheme which we had. So currently it is like Pradhan Mantri or Prime Minister Awas Yojana, right? But before that we had one such similar scheme which was known as Indra Awas Yojana, and that time also the aim was the same only, to provide house to everybody. Like, it is considered to be a basic need, right? Everybody should has a roof to where they can live. They should have a privacy. House provide them with a privacy, right? They provide them with various natural calamity, not even calamities, but yes, weather changes that happens. Even from that also, house it protects them, right? So that is why specifically focusing on the poor people, because they are not able to afford houses, right? Even in rental basis also. And so that is why there was a scheme, but there were a lot of lackings in it and it was not being able to achieve its goal. That's what government says, right? That is why they do a lot of revamping under this. So a lot of key features were changed, which I will discuss during the session also. But later on in 2016, 1st April 2016, they revamped this, and this new, you will say new only, because a lot of key changes in the key features were also done. And whenever it happens, it means that it has now become a new scheme. So on the 1st of April 2016, government, they announced Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. Okay, and hence we are talking about is the aim, as in the official notification it says, to provide home sweet home to everybody. All right, the launch of, we have understood, it is 1st of April 2016, and it falls under, because we are talking about providing housing in the rural area. So who takes care of the rural development? The Ministry of Rural Development only, right? So that is why this is the ministry for it. For urban, we will understand that there's a different ministry. For the rural areas, it is Ministry of Rural Development. Aim is to provide a pakka house. Okay, pakka house with basic amenities should be there. It's not like that you have created a structure with 4 walls and 1 roof and that's it. There is no electricity there. There is no gas cylinder for the women to cook. There is no water supply, right? So that is why it's being clearly mentioned, a pakka house, providing pakka house to everybody who is in need, with basic amenities should be there to all the houseless householders, okay, or living in kacha. It can be the two cases. Either they do not have houses at all, or maybe they have some kacha houses. Kacha houses means means made out of mud, and the roof is of straw. All these are known as kacha houses, okay? And if the broken houses are there by the year 2024. Initially it was still 2022, but because of COVID the work was halted, and that is why considering the situation and to meet the target which we'll just look at, government they extended the timeline till 2024. All right, and what is the aim? That is to construct 2.95 crore houses with all basic amenities by 2024. So why they have particularly taken this number into consideration? Because there is a socio-economic caste survey. You all must be aware of census that happens, right, in every 10 years. So last we have census 2011 we have, right? Similar to that, where census just talks about the population and all the data that are, all the information that is there is regarding the data that is related to population. SECC talks about socio-economic caste survey. So looking at what is the social status of different society, means people of different of the society, or what is the economic status. On that basis, socio-economic caste surveys it is also released, and it is also released every 10 years. Okay, so there it was mentioned that 2.95 lakh people, crore people are there who are in need of houses. Okay, that is why aim has been targeted, has been set up like considering this factor. Okay, total budget means since this scheme was launched till the end, which is now 2024, okay, there was a total budget that was assigned. Now this budget that we are talking about, 217,257, this is the extended one. Basically the scheme has been extended, right? So there will be some extra allocation that must have been done, because initial the budget that was launched, that was till 2022 only, right? But now it has been extended for 2 more years. So that is why 2,17,257 crore has now been provided for the additional work that will be done in past 2022, right? So for that the budget has been somewhere around 2 lakh crore. Okay, इसमें भी there is a central and the state share. So center will provide of this total amount, center will give rupees 1,25,106 crore, and state will have it 73,475 crore of share. Now you have to keep in mind, because here both state and the center are paying into the funding, so of course it will become what? It will become a central sponsored scheme. There are two types of schemes. Center sector scheme are fully funded by the central government, where state also has its share. We call it to be centrally sponsored scheme. Okay, apart from this amount that you are looking, there is an additional requirement of rupees 18,676 crore that has been provided as towards the interest repayment of NABARD. So basically, see what will happen under this scheme. It's not like that government will make house and then they'll just allocate that, okay, you will take this house, you take this house. It will be like government will help with the monetary support, okay, to the people, and they will provide them with that land in the area, okay, where they can actually build a house. Okay, so here some monetary support will be provided by government, and some the person or the beneficiary would have to take as loan. Okay, and of course the interest there would be a little bit lesser. However, it is not defined specifically, but yes, it will be lesser than there the government will also give a little bit of support, right? So in that cases, interest will be generated, right? So here the government will help with some of the interest subvention, means they will help to because the usually the these interest rate are very high. It can be even 14%, 15%, which is not can be afforded by the beneficiary under the scheme, right? So that is why here some concession will be provided to them, and if the concession is provided, of course none of the bank would want to take the loss, right? So that is why for that purpose 18,676 crore had additionally been given for the interest repayment to the NABARD. Okay, I hope till now it is clear. And next budget we have for this particular year, it is your 79,590 crore. Please keep in mind that it is both for urban and the Gramin project. So there are two different schemes that are running under one umbrella scheme, that is Awas Yojana. One is for Gramin, one is for urban. Urban will have its different key features, Gramin have its different key features, but the budget is being allocated as on overall basis. Okay, I hope it is clear till now. Who will be the beneficiary? So we have discussed, okay, who do not have houses under socio-economic caste survey census, they will be they can take benefit under this. Of course, the priority will be given to SC ST minorities. Okay, whoever, not only for the SECC, but yes, whoever houseless or any household with 0, 1 or 2 kacha walls or kacha roofs are eligible under this. Now what is a zero wall? It means that, see, for example, there is just one room, there are just 4 walls and a roof, and of course it is kacha. Okay, and one zero means that every whatever activity, for example, kitchen is there only, there is no separate bedroom, there is no separate living room, there is just one room or a hall, whatever it can be. Kitchen is also there, everybody is living there also, there is no separation, that is known as zero. Okay, zero house, you can say rooms. So here, if all the 4 walls are kacha or only 1 or 2 even, or even the kacha roof, they are eligible. Now what happened, this SECC which happened in 2011, okay, so some, and survey, it's not like that it is done in a year, right? It takes years to even take the survey. So what happened, some of the people could not be part of this survey at that time, okay, or they were not included in this. So for them to get the benefit, Awas Plus survey was additionally conducted, and people were identified, households were identified, and then they were then made beneficiary under the scheme. Now these are some things, and apart from that, they have also given some other criteria. For example, 5 categories were by default under the particular scheme. For example, we have sanitation workers and other such. Okay, so how to actually remember, just keep in mind, when you will read the option, you will get to know, like, if somebody is a sanitation worker, there are 90% of chances that they might not have a pakka house, right? So they will be the categories, it will be easily understandable. And there are 13 exclusion criterias also. You need not to go deep down in that, you can remember the number. 13 exclusion criterias are there. Rest apart, you just understand the basics of this. Okay. Now, as we said, that here it is making house to home, it's just not giving 4 walls and a roof to them. Okay, so that is why for making house to home, we have understood that basic amenities will also be provided. So there are other government scheme also, they will be converged under it. For example, a proper workable washroom should be there to the house, right? So for that, under the Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin, okay, 12,000 additional will be given, okay, for making of toilets and proper functioning of it. Okay, apart from that, these people, apart from providing them monetary benefits to make a house, there is also provision to provide the work under Manrega, okay, of 90 to 95 days, okay, person days, and of course it's Manrega, so it will be unskilled labor, okay, so that they can earn somewhere around 18,000 for themselves, and it will ease their livelihood, not ease, but yes, help provide some help with it, right? Then apart from that, with the help of Deen Dayal Upadhyay Gram Jyoti Yojana or Sabhagya scheme, with the help of this, the houses will be electrified. Okay, then Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana से क्या होगा, free LPG cylinders मिलेंगे. Of course, we know that how these are health wise more a much better option for women than the traditional way which we had of burning the woods, right? And efforts are also being made for providing piped water supply under Jal Jeevan Mission. So what we have seen, that rest apart, whatever schemes that are there which can actually help to make that their house, that 4 walls and 1 roof, a home, the different government schemes will be converged in it. Now a little bit of is left, and now these are the key features and which you need to remember. Okay, minimum size of the house, how should be, it has been increased to 25 square meter. Initially, when Awas Yojana, Indira Awas Yojana, it was running at that time, it was 20 meter square, okay, but now it is 25 meter square. Important from the examination point of view to remember. Okay, it is very important. Beneficiaries can avail loan. What I have told you, some monetary benefits will be provided. Now let's understand monetary benefits also. How much will be provided if any person, any beneficiary is living in a plains area? In that case, rupees 1.20 lakh will be provided. However, if they belong to hilly region or any difficult areas, okay, in that case, or any tribal backward region, in that case 1.30 lakh. Now why is it so? Because when you move from plains to a mountain, and so whatever be the products or goods have to be transferred from plains to the mountain, of course, that takes transportation charge as well, and it's a lot. Okay, that is why in the hilly regions the amount is more, because taking into consideration that transportation cost will be higher, much higher for a hilly region than in a plain region, right? Because in plain there are a lot of shops, there are a lot of construction in organizations that are there, right? So you can easily get the material, but in plains does not happen, right? So you have to bring it from far off places. That is why there the amount is higher. So this is what the monetary support they are giving. Apart from that, if you remember, 18,000 will be given under Manrega, right? Plus 12,000 will be given under the Swachh Bharat mission. ठीक है, अभी देख लिया गवर्नमेंट ने क्या क्या दिया. Apart from that, beneficiary up to till 70,000 if they are taking loan, government will ease out some of their interest, okay, the rate of interest that they would have to provide, okay. If above that they want to take beneficiary, of course they can, okay, but government will not take care of the responsibility of that, okay. Allotment of house, it may jointly in the name of husband and wife. So allotment of the house will not be just in the name of male, okay. It will be either, if in the case of widows, female, only female, right, or in the case of both are alive, in that there will be a joint name. Now whatever construction that are being done, okay, everything will be monitored, okay, via satellite. So geotagging will be done. So whatever house will be made, there is a website, okay, of this particular scheme only. There in every part geotagging will be done, that okay, this particular house has been constructed under Awas Yojana Gramin, this also. So that will provide even the administrator to have a better overview that is the scheme being practically implemented or not, okay. Apart from that, we have Awas soft and Awas app also. So these are the apps. It is like for everything regarding this particular scheme. So here, this, when we are saying that unit assistance of this will be provided, so it will be provided through what? It will be provided through direct benefit transfer. So all the information of the beneficiary, this direct benefit transfer feature, and if there is some grievance addressal for some grievance, for example, the beneficiary has not gotten this money, this amount, right, or maybe they are not provided with the land to make a house on it. So for that also, this Awas app, Awas soft app that we are looking at, this will play a major role in it. Okay, I hope till now it is clear everything. Then monitored through, so there will be monitoring will also be done. So it will be done at every level. Social audit will be done every year. Community participation, what is social audit? Basically locals, they take a survey and they see that if everything is fine or not, okay. Disha committee will take care of it. Central, state government official, national level monitors, panchayat will be involved, everything, ठीक है. तो monitoring का इतना ज़्यादा याद रखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Reduction has been done in administrative expenses from 4% to 2%. What does it mean? So initially, see, 100% fund that will be allocated. So there was a division, 95% and 5%. This 5% was for the special project, means in case some special condition occurs, so in that cases there should be some additional, like there should be some reserved fund. So 5% was reserved for that, and out of this 95%, 4% was utilized for administrative purpose, and the rest, that is left 91%, that was utilized for the normal activity. Now under the recently the changes were done. For example, from 2022 to 2024 it was extended. So at that time, even this administrative expenses was lowered from 4% to 2%. ठीक है. Then last, when we talked about the grievance also, right? For example, beneficiary, any problem that they have, there are various grievance redressal centers that have been established at panchayat level, district level, state level, right? So there it's being said that officials within since the grievance has been registered or the complaint has been registered, within 15 days they have to solve the complaint. Okay, so these are some of the features. And yes, lastly, important to know, we have one state and one UT who is not implementing this particular scheme. So Puducherry and Telangana are not implementing your PMAYG. ठीक है, तो इस चीज़ को याद रखना है आपको. Now there are some other things apart from the news that we'll just look at. Apart from this, there is, see, recently if you open the website, so here you look at, there's a latest news. So basically what happened, a new document has been published by Awas Yojana Gramin, this website, and it talks about a door to dignity. Basically there's a document where till now whatever progress that has been done, it's being mentioned there. So some of the key features which you have already studied, same only were mentioned. Apart from that, a few points, we'll just look at two important key highlights. ठीक है. First of all, as of March 31st 2021, see, it's currently 2023 is going on, right? And no doubt that if asked in examination, 99.9% chances are there they will ask for the latest data only, recent data only. And even if you're thorough with news, you would get to know what is the latest data. But observing the trend of RBI and NABARD, sometimes we have observed that they are asking any information that is 1 year back, 2 year back, sometimes 3 years back, right? So what is the reason for it? So as we have just discussed that this document has just been released, so it has recently been released, and there the data talks about 2021 timeline. Okay, so it might be, I'm not saying that 100% this will come, but yes, whenever you will find a particular data question that is not of this year in 3-4 months but of maybe 1 year 2 year, this is the reason, because it has been present in some recently launched report. Okay, so it's recently launched, it's not a report actually, it's just a document and kind of an updation you can say. Okay, door to dignity. So here, because in it has been written, that is why we'll just have a idea of it, you'll just have a look of it. Does it mean that you do not have to remember the latest data? No, you have to remember the latest data. Okay, you have to remember the latest data, but you have to keep in mind this data as well, if for once in case they ask you regarding regarding the data that was till 31st of March 2021. I hope you understand that why we are focusing on this data, however it is 2 years back. Okay, so as on 31st March 2021, 68% of the houses have been sanctioned either solely or jointly in the name of rural women. What does it mean? We know there are two cases. Usual cases is what? The name of the house, it will be jointly on the name of male and female, right? Husband and wife. One is this case. What if in the case the female is widow? In that case, of course, the sole owner will be female only, right? So if we cumulate those, so the for the female, how many percent of houses are being sanctioned in the name of female? That is 68%. ठीक है, so joint में कितना है? 41.4%, and singly for women का कितना है आपका 26.3. please keep in mind 2 it is written there, it's not 6.3, it is 26.3. ठीक है, so they have joined it and they have come up with this particular data. And there was another information that was present, that completion of a house, which usually initially for one house it used to take 314 days, okay, back in 2015-16, now it has come down to 114 days. ठीक है, तो ये information you can keep in mind for once. ठीक है, so these were the salient key features which I have already studied. Okay, so but there was a this particular diagram that was present there, and that is I've added it so that you can have a quick review. Okay, construction of 2.95 crore houses. ठीक है, by 2024 now it is, then initially it was till 2022. Okay, SECC 2011 के household deprivation data के according we are going to identify the beneficiaries. Unit assistance in plain areas is 1,20,000, in hilly areas is 1,30,000, right? IAP is your Indira Awas program districts. ठीक है, I think it's something else. Okay, it's not Indira Awas, I'm sorry. मिनिमम साइज ऑफ यूनिट इज 25 मीटर स्क्वायर. ठीक है, ये पता है हमको. फॉर हाइजेनिक कुकिंग पर्पस डीबीटी होगा, डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट ट्रांसफर होगा. कन्वर्जेंस ऑफ अदर प्रोग्राम्स वी हैव ऑलरेडी स्टडीड. मॉनिटरिंग प्रोग्रेस वी हैव स्टडीड थ्रू आवास ऐप और आवास सॉफ्ट, राइट. डेवलपमेंट ऑफ हाउस डिजाइन टाइपोलॉजीज. बेसिकली देर आर टू अदर थिंग्स दैट गोज अंडर दिस. सो दे वुड अंडर द स्कीम beneficiaries would have to take care of themselves, how they are going to build the houses under this 25 meter square area, right? So for them they have come up with various designs, house designs, which people can follow. And another is the mason. Who is a mason? Who actually builds the house, he is known as a mason. Okay, so mason, some training will be provided to them so that they can make good solid houses. Okay, and focus on improvement of quality of house of construction and timely completion. These are some of the salient features of this particular scheme. ठीक है, now let's look at it. Women owners under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. Now keep in mind the data that we have studied, it was till 2021, right? And this talks about the data of 2023. So here if you read at what I have done, I have added the link over here. Whenever you get the PDF, you just tap on this link here. Okay, you just tap on it, you will be redirected to this particular news. ठीक है, in that also on an approx 69% it has been said that the owners are women, combining jointly as well as the individual ownership. ठीक है, link I have added, you can read it further. Next is 2.92 crore PMAY Gramin houses sanctioned by states and UTs till last week. This is the this is the news of 26 July 2023. Now please keep in mind it says sanction, it does not mean that these has been constructed. What is the difference? We know that beneficiaries will be identified and then they will be allotted place where they can actually build a house, right? Now sanction means that 2.92 crore of people of the total target that we have to achieve of 2.95, of that the means government has passed the resolution that okay, 2.92 crore will be means the houses will be made. So beneficiaries has been decided for 2.92 crore Gramin houses. I hope you understand the difference here. These many houses have not been built, but the government has passed or sanctioned the provision that okay, these many beneficiaries have been chosen and they have been given the permission to make the houses. So that is why it has been written sanctioned. Okay. Third is performance of Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. So this particular news, it is of 29 March 2023. It talks about the performances till this particular month, okay, and after that there is no particular news on the performance, okay. So it will come maybe next year only or maybe at the end of this year, okay. So of that also I've added the link. You just have to tap on it, and once you tap on it you will be redirected to the official news, and from there you can read on it, okay. Baki basics I have already told you. This is the homework. So one is about the minimum size of the house, and another it talks about the hilly regions में कितना पैसा मिलेगा, ठीक है. So these are the toppers of the last session. Manohar, Muskan said the right answer. We have Avasthe saying the right answer. We have Dheeraj saying the right answer. We have Amandeep. We have Avde saying the right answer. We have Priyav saying the right answer. Chetak said the right answer. And there's some suggestions also by user of making a scheme on soil health card and one on the Manrega. For the definitely I'll definitely make a session on them. Thank you for the suggestions. So if you like the video, kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, and you can also join our Telegram channel to get the PDF of this and every lecture that we provide here on YouTube. And that is all. Okay. Hello Divya. Hello Sri Devi. Good afternoon. Hi Satya. And Rajdeep, I'm sorry, I'm not aware of that. What you can do, in the screen you can look at this mail, right? hello@edutap.co.in. Please mail on it, and do not worry, we'll definitely reply to you. Okay, you can drop your query over here and you'll get the reply. Okay, I'm really sorry, I don't have much information on this regard. Okay. Satyam, how can a private company, like, we are considering here not that if anybody have a house or not. We are looking at the SECC 2011 census, right? Somebody who will fall under this category. If you are earning well enough and you can afford to live in a rental home, you will not be included under this. Okay. So I hope your doubt is clear. Good afternoon, Sonu. And I think that's all in this class. So we'll meet again. Okay. And with new scheme, with new news on that particular scheme. Until then, all the very best for examination, and thank you. Sri Devi, we can expect it anytime soon because RBI is done with its phase 2. So of course, either I don't think it will happen that first they complete whole RBI process, because now interview has to be done and then final merit will come, right? So it will be a very long process. So I think within 15 to 20 days we can expect NABARD notification. However, I am not claiming anything, but yes, now it has to be out because RBI is done with its process, right? So thank you everybody for joining, and please study hard, and yeah,